Hey guys, oops, let me put myself right here in the middle. Guys, when you see things at the back here, just know we live here. We live here. This is not an Airbnb. This is our home. So, yeah, that's the way it is. Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. Thank you so much for choosing to watch my videos. Guys, if you're new here, my name is Betty. Thank you for choosing Betty AZ YouTube channel. I know there are so many channels you guys can be watching. I know there are so many amazing channels out there, but you choose to click and to watch. Taking your time to watch my videos, I don't take it for granted. Okay, I appreciate you so much. Just so you know that. Guys, help me reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Please, guys. Why, Jehovah? I need 100,000 subscribers. I mean, the more, the better. You know, the more people, the better. And we want more people to join the family. Guys, let me dive into today's video. You know, I was actually thinking about it this morning, that my last video I talked about death. So it's gonna be, last video was about death, and this video it's also gonna be talking about losing the loved ones, yeah. And you know, when the people we love, they go to be with the Lord. So guys, it's so unfortunate that last week I talked about Betty Bio. You know, I talked about Betty Bio. A lot of people were really touched, and you know, it's sad. Even up to now, it's very sad. And at the same week, I lost my grandmother. My grandmother passed away. Was it 2 days ago? When did she die? Like 2 days ago. That's when I lost my grandmother, my dear grandmother. I'm named after her. So she's Beatrice. I'm Beatrice. Actually, my parents gave me all my grandmother's names. You know, the first name and the second name are my grandmother, and then the surname is my dad. You know, it's so sad to lose a grandmother. You know, a grandmother becomes everybody's sweetheart. You know, grandmas, you know about grandmothers, yeah. Grandmas are sweet. Grandmas are awesome. Grandmothers are a blessing. And my grandma, I thought about it today. My grandma was actually the only, well, we have another grandma because because my grandfather had 2 wives, so the other grandmother is still alive. So my grandma, the mother to my dad, is the one who passed on 2 days ago. She was blessed with 105, I don't know, 105, 106, I don't know, but she's between 105, 106 there, you know, because we keep, like, I think the last time my grandma's birthday was celebrated was for her 105 birthday. And now I'm thinking maybe she's 106 or 107. My God, it's there. It's there. And you know, back in the day, like her date of birth is like how they estimate, you know, like I don't think nobody knows for sure, like the exact date that she was born. So I'm like, maybe they do it as a give and take, 106 there. Maybe she's even 110, you know? Guys, can you imagine 100 plus? 100 plus is a blessing. And now, this is now the best part. I don't know what is this shiny glare here. Okay, let me keep my camera this way. I don't see my groceries. I've been shopping. I've been buying. I think when I'm stressed out, I end up going shopping and I end up spending a lot of money. That is my therapy. You know, guys, me when I'm when I have something bothering me, especially all this hearing about deaths and losing my grandmother, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's kind of, you know how you release your stress. For me, I always release my stress going shopping. Yesterday, I went to Ross. I shopped like crazy. Today, I was at Walmart. I was walking the whole of Walmart. I don't think there's any aisle that I haven't stepped today. I've been all over Walmart. I'm sure if they looked at the videos, they were like, what is this customer doing? I've been going around the whole of Walmart. And that's when my moods are low and everything. You know, guys, sometimes people will be like, oh, you know, your grandma is old, you know, she lived her life. Yeah, yes, but we still mourn her. You know, she's our grandmother. We mourn her. We'll miss her so much. And if it's our wish, our grandma would be, you know, will be alive. My wish, my grandma would be alive. Let me speak for myself. I would have prayed to God to heal her because she was not doing so good health-wise. She got, last year when I saw my grandma, she was doing good. She was still down, declining, but she was still good. She could talk, she could laugh. And I'll put this video for you. Let me show you this clip that I did with my grandma so that you can see what I'm talking about. So uga TikTok. Uga TikTok so uga terere. Uga TikTok.
TikTok.
Uga muriega adwa TikTok.
Muriega.
Adwa TikTok. TikTok. Uga TikTok. Uga TikTok. So wena miaka igana?
Oh.
Wewe wena miaka igana?
Umwe.
Wena mwaka mwe? So ena miaka igana ria netano. Igana ria tano. Na susu ni murathime ni muthaka. Ndora tuhanaine ha niho ndarutire uthaka. So uhe kirathimo gya guikara miaka igana ria tano. Eni
Muguikara.
Amen.
Ngai ndari. Ni muguikara.
Ni tuguikara. Na turiage wega. Thiri ya guikara niki? Miaka iyo yothe.
Guikara ni kwega.
Thiri ya guikara miaka iyo yothe niki? Kuria wega.
Ai, kuria marigo.
Ni gutigana na riri na thuri. Nio mangi gusteci nginya ukue tene. Anyway, so urathimwo ni Ngai. Nitukwendete. Na aka kairitu gakwa getagwo Naira. Say God bless you, Shosho.
God bless you, Shosho.
This is Maito.
Maito.
Maito. Yeah, so that's the clip I did. And then my grandma got to meet my children. That was last year, June. My grandma got to meet my kids. She got to meet Nyla for the first time. She met Darren before, but she was so happy. She could remember my name. She could remember me. And I was so happy that my grandma had not forgotten me. But I understand from what I gathered is these last moments, she could not recognize people. She could not talk. She could not, she could hear, but she could not talk. She could not respond. She could not look up. She could not, she was frail, you know. She was really down. She was frail. And she was not doing good health-wise. She was not eating as much. She was not, you know how guys, the body gives up. At that age, at 100+ years, you know, when you start going down the hill, the body gives up. Pretty much the body just start giving up until the last minute. And you know, that is what we call celebrating of life, a life well lived, because my grandma has enjoyed good health. I'm telling you guys, ever since I was born, I was, you know, like my older age, you know, my older days where with my understanding, you know, when you're little, you don't know what's going on. But ever since, like, I was in high school or college or, you know, all these years, I've never seen my grandma sick to a point that she's admitted in the hospital. Maybe homa, maybe some cold and flu, stuff like that, you know, cold, things like that. And then she would take, you know, just medication, or sometimes she would just make her herbs and whatever. I mean, it's my grandma has enjoyed good health. If I tell you guys how I wish God can bless me, and I pray God to give me the kind of health my grandma had. My grandma she lived in perfect health for many, many, many years. For many years. Guys, this is someone who has seen 10 decades. I mean, this is someone who have lived 105 plus years. This is someone who has seen, I was thinking about how many generations my grandma has seen. My grandma has seen her grandkids, her children. You know, she has seen her kids, that is our parents, her grandkids, that is us, me now, us, this is her grandkids. My children are her great grandkids. And I have some cousins, my cousins, who have children that have kids. So she has seen what? She has seen her grandkids and her great grandkids. And I don't know if she has seen her great grandkids. I don't think there is any. I don't think I have any nieces. I have nieces who have kids. Oh my God, that's how many generations? Like four or five generations. Like, it's a blessing, guys. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. My heart is broken, but for me, I'm like, you know what? We are celebrating her life. We are celebrating grandma's life. This is not time to ask God why, and why did you take grandma? I feel like this time to thank God for giving us our grandma so many years, giving our grandma to us. God, you're so faithful, and thank you, God, for keeping our grandma for so many years, and we enjoyed. I just remember the kamito. You know kamito, kamito is that mashed kamukimo, and my grandma would make her kamukimo, and then my grandma used to say, in Kikuyu, my grandma used to say, when she want to serve you, she would say ehera. Ehera meaning, like, when she want to serve you, she will say ehera, and then she will put the mokimo with the mashed mokimo. She will put it in your plate, and then she will keep on ehera, and then she will serve the other person, and then we are sitting there by the fire. And that's a long time ago. And then my grandmother, I remember, these are the memories I have for my grandmother. And it really touches my heart. In high school, for some reason, when I could not, in high school, my grandma used to give me some money. She used to give me some pocket money. She knew I was struggling with some stuff there, and my grandmother used to give me some pocket money. I don't think I've ever even told anybody, but my grandma, every time I would go back to high school, my grandma used to give me some pocket money. She used to give me like 40 shillings, 50 shillings. My grandma would even give me 20 shillings, back in the day. Every time when I'm opening school, going back to boarding school, high school, my grandma used to give me some money, and she used to tell me, don't tell anybody, and she would put the money in my hands, or she would just throw the money here, and she would say, don't tell anybody. And then my grandmother, and this is a memory that I will live to cherish. My brother, the one I follow, he used to beat me up so bad. My brother used to beat the hell out of my life. Actually, me growing up, my mom used to beat me up so bad, and my brother used to beat me up, actually to a point where I had to ask my mom, even when I was as an adult, I asked my mom several times, why did you used to beat me up so bad? My mom used to beat me, guy. Then now comes this is where my grandma is coming in. My brother, the one I follow, he found a punching bag. My brother, we come from school in the village, and guess what he will do? He will come, and you know how you get back in the days, we used to get home so early. I mean we used to get home like in the evening, and then those of us who grew up in the village, you will start looking to see what was left in the morning before leaving the house. So we look for leftover tea or leftover foods that are there. So my brother used to come and beat me up that why did you drink that tea? Why did you eat that? That was mine. And then you beat the hell out of me. Then sometimes he would just come. He was coming from the, you know how they used to take the cows down in the village, and then he would come up the hill to my homestead, and then he would find me. Na prepare. You know, my guys. Let me tell you. I don't care. I'm just explaining it the way I explain it. My English is not the best, but I try. You know, I used to prepare, you know, when I'm preparing lunch, I'm trying to make everything, you know, for lunch. So my brother used to find me getting ready, getting the lunch ready. And then he would start beating me up so bad because lunch is not ready. Like, he will find any single reason for him to beat me up. Anyway, so most of the time, my dad used to come in the weekend because he used to work in the city. My dad would come in the weekend and I would report it to my dad, and my dad used to beat my brother up for that. So, and now before my dad coming home, my grandmother used to defend me. I remember, and I'll never forget. One time my brother was beating me, punching and punching. And I'm telling this before God. Me, I have a lot of bruises in my heart, in my life. Let me tell you guys, I've been bruised. At this time, I don't mind sharing my stories, whether they are good or bad. I can write a book, and I've been bruised in my life. So I remember one day, my grandmother found my brother beating me up. So she grabbed this she grabbed this banana thing, yeah? You know, these are the skin from the banana plant. She grabbed one of them and she was chasing my brother. My grandmother was chasing my brother. Like, don't you even dare touch this girl again. You will kill her. Every time you come home, you beat this child. You will kill her one day. My grandma was defending me like nobody's business, and that's the reason why I would never forget. I might not have done so much for my grandma the way I wished, and you know, I might not have, you know, ever since I came to the US, and I don't think I've seen my grandma that much. I've seen her on the videos some time back, and also like last year I was so happy to see her, and she was the one of the reason why I went back home. I was so happy to go home to see I looked forward to go see my grandma, because I knew for me to go back again, it's gonna take a while. So I was like, you know what, with her age, I don't know if I wait another 10 years, if I'll find her there, you know, because it's obvious 100+ years, you don't know. Even us, we are not promised tomorrow, but you know, sometimes when someone is so old, you're like, oh my God, I don't know if my grandma is still gonna be there in the next 10, 15 years, or whatever time I'll make it home. But last year, I can tell you, I remember one of my friends asking me, are you sure you want to go home? And I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to see my grandma. My head was just thinking about my grandmother, and I bought her some comfortable socks, you know how those comfortable shoes, comfortable this and that, you know, some nice stuff. I don't think she wore them because some of them were tight, and I was thinking, oh my God, the next time I go home, I was just thinking of like you know, my grandma got to that point of even dresses or clothes are not one of the things to, you know, like impress her anymore. She just wanted something comfortable. So anyway, guys, I don't want to go over and over this, but I have so many memories to cherish about my grandmother. She protected me. She gave me some money, you know. She used to hide the money, and she would tell me, Hither, you know, my grandmother, and I never told anybody up to this day. And yeah, so I loved my grandmother. I loved her, and she's loved by so many of my cousins. Oh my God, even her children loves her. We all love our grandmother. Yeah, and then my grandma she had her moments where she will you know, atatupigia makelele, you know, she will sometimes yell. We did something, or we went to her shamba to collect mangoes, and then she would come chasing us to talk kwa shamba. My grandma used to hide when we are getting in a hashamba to go collect all the mangoes. Grandma anajificha anaturushia mawe. Pum, tokeni kwa shamba yangu, get out of my farm, you know, because obviously they have planted some little, you know, maize, you know, some maize and some beans, and they are so tiny, you know, and we are stepping on nitorara gairio. She used to say nitorara gairio, tunakanyanga chakula zake. Anyway, my grandma used to chase us from her farm. Because, you know, collecting mangoes, that means mtakanyanga maembe mkikimbilia maembe, you know, mtakanyanga maize and beans mkikimbilia maembe. So those are the sweet memories I have about my grandmother, and she was so beautiful. Her skin was flawless. Her skin, always, my grandma had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful skin. And then I remember my grandma telling us stories about how she had all her kids. My grandma would say she had all her kids in her home, and, you know, home birth, and she would deliver them herself. And also my other grandma will also deliver her kids at home, and they are all amazing grandmas. I'm telling you. My grandma says she used to prepare everything. I remember one time I asked, I said, Grandma, how did you used to do it yourself? She said, I used to prepare my place where I'll give birth, and then when it's time, I'll just go in the farm. She would go to the farm and call the rest of everybody. After pushing, actually, she would push, the baby is out, she has the baby ready, and then she would go and call everybody to come and welcome the baby. That's what she said. I mean, amazing moments. We thank God for our sweet grandma Beatrice. May her soul rest in peace. It's celebrating her life. Of course, our hearts are shattered, our hearts are broken, but we celebrate her life. And also, I cannot imagine going to my village without my grandmother. Like, that village is not gonna feel like that village before, like how it felt before. Yani, Shosho, what time is it? Oh, I still have like a few minutes before the school bus gets here. Imagine kwenda nyumbani bila shosho. It's gonna feel so weird. Like, it's gonna feel so weird. Like, guys, imagine you get there and the shosho is not there. Imagine. It's gonna feel so weird. I just picture her sitting outside. She used to sit outside. She had a good life. She ate well. She was taken good care of. She was never neglected. She was taken good care of, and so she died. She died, and she enjoyed her life. My grandma enjoyed a long, healthy life. She enjoyed seeing so many of her grandchildren. We used to have get-togethers. Back in the day, we used to have huge get-togethers. Even now, they still gather. Even after the funeral, I believe there are plans for them, like, to gather. For me, I'm not able to attend the funeral because, guys, you know, it's a lot. For me, I'm here by myself with my kids, and as I also have the foster kids, so, you know, planning this trip, like, quick, pack your bags, go. I have to look for caregiver. I have to look for help. I have to, you know, paying the flight is not a problem. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not about finances right now. It's not, about finances. It's not about where I'm gonna stay. I can go and stay in a hotel, or stay, you know, or take an Airbnb, or live with relatives. I mean, friends or relatives. I have places I can stay, and I can get a flight. But then, you know, here, trying to get a caregiver who is certified to come and stay with the foster kids. And also, I have some of them, like my baby goes to daycare. I have to find a caregiver that drives to drop off the baby. I mean, it's a lot just to plan so quickly. You know, the family is good enough because they planned a funeral, like the barrier to be, you know, enough time. They gave everybody enough time to travel home. So, because we are, so many of us are out of the country, especially cousins, so many of us are out of the country. And yeah, so yeah, it's been a rough week. Bad news after bad news, and I thank God it's over. This week is over. That was a crazy week. So, guys, yeah, that's how it is. That's how it went down. And may my grandmother rest in peace. May her soul rest in peace. I will miss her. Dear sweetheart, My dear Shosho, may your soul rest in peace. May she rest in peace. May she rest with the angels. Guys, let's all tap that blessing of 105 years. Yani nawapatia baraka. My Shosho said, you eat bananas, mukule mandizi, mutaishi hiyo miaka yote. So we tap that anointing. We tap that blessing of so many years. And healthy. Because for her, she was very healthy. She wasn't sick. Like, over the years. So she lived, that's why I say she enjoyed fresh air, organic food. She took care of her cows. She took care of her chicken and everything. She had a good life. Very good life. So we pray to live such a long, good life. Okay, guys? God bless you. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.